Welcome back to the Stratford End, everyone. Absolutely brilliant news broke out last night. Fantastic news. Head of footballing negotiations and contracts, Matt Judge, has resigned. David Ornstein broke the news out late last night. And for every Manchester United supporter, for every single person behind the scenes at Manchester United, this is an historic moment. Someone who was at the club for 9 years, Ed Woodward's right-hand man, has resigned. Now, I'm saying this slowly because I need you guys to understand that this is massive. For those who don't know who Matt Judge is, I'm going to delve deeper into who he is, what he has done, and just try and explain how massive and iconic Matt Judge resigning is for Manchester United and where Ten Hag would like to take the club. But continue to subscribe to the channel. Our goal is 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for those who have already subscribed. You guys are absolutely awesome. And the links to our various socials are in the description below. Now let me get to the article that David Ornstein wrote on Matt Judge resigning. And it says, Matt Judge has resigned from his position as Manchester United's Director of Football Negotiations. It is believed that Judge is currently working out a notice period prior to an expected departure later this year. He is not expected to play an active role in the summer transfer window. So Matt Judge was the man that was working alongside Ed Woodward, and he was the one who dealt with the contracts of our players, who negotiated transfer fees, you know, salary or wages for various players. And he is, if not the main reason, but one of the reasons why we have the lack of quality within the squad now. Is one of the reasons why we have players at the club who don't want to play for the club. Is one of the reasons why we have up to almost 19 players leaving this summer. So it is very, very key that someone like him has resigned. He was the one who brought in the likes of Harry Maguire on a 7-year deal, 6 years with the year to extend, £80 million. He was a Leicester centre-back. He shouldn't have cost us that much, even if he was quality or potential quality at the time. When we bought him, he was 26. Maguire is going into his 30th birthday almost. He's the one who brought in Alexis Sanchez on a huge contract, and that's failed. He's the one who brought in the likes of Paul Pogba and wanted to offer him another contract now, even though he's been saying for almost 2 years that he wants to leave. Now, I'm not blaming him for any of the on-field issues that we have, but he was the one who didn't give the manager the players that they wanted. And I mean manager, I'm talking about Van Gaal, Mourinho, and Ole. He's the one who decided to spend 150 million for Ole on Daniel James, Maguire, and Wan-Bissaka. 50 million for Wan-Bissaka, and look now, Crystal Palace are looking into taking him back on loan. To me, that is a waste of money. But this is what Matt Judge did. He was a banker with no football knowledge and only ensured that we get players that can push up the marketing sales, push up profits for Ed Woodward and the Glazers and the board. We are in this mess we are now with this crop of disgusting and disgraceful players that we have because of Matt Judge and his knowledge or his lack of knowledge when it comes to players. With him not being involved in this Windows transfer activity, that is good because now we won't be spending a 70 million on Calvin Phillips, which is the valued price for Calvin Phillips from Leeds. We won't be giving someone like Pogba a 400,000 a week contract. Now we can look to get competent people in that position to ensure that we are able to negotiate quickly, because Matt Judge was very slow in his negotiations. How many times have we seen beginning of a transfer window, he talks about getting a player, or we talk about getting a player, and then the player only arrives at the end of the transfer window and sometimes doesn't even arrive? How many times have we been offered players, the likes of Boubacar Kamara in January was offered to us? We didn't want to give it to Ragnick. We refused to go and buy Boubacar Kamara, and we would have probably had a defensive midfielder, and we probably would have been in the top four. We probably would have been still, I'm not saying we would have been in the Champions League still, but who knows? But again, someone like Matt Judge, who has failed to bring success via players to Manchester United. I say Ten Hag's rebuild gathers momentum because this is another person in a very, very, very powerful position that has resigned. First, the two heads of scouting and recruitment left, and now Matt Judge resigns. John Murtagh is doing the work in the background, and he is ensuring that when Ten Hag does get there, that he has a perfect working environment to develop Manchester United into a successful team once again. It is said that John Murtagh respects Ragnick and that he wants to keep him at the club and listen to his ideas. Ragnick has done it again. He has exposed the players, he's exposed the staff, and now he continues to expose the club. And that is the reason why people like Matt Judge and the head of scouting and recruiting decided to leave. It is because they see now that they are no longer needed and that the club is going in a different direction. But not a direction where it doesn't include them. It's a direction that means we need proper people at the club, proper footballing people at the club. Now you need to understand one thing. Paul Mitchell is not a negotiator or someone who deals with player contracts. He is a talent recruiter. He's very, very good at eyeing players that Ragnick spoke about in his press conference. He said players who are on the brink of becoming world-class and can be developed, top future stars. That is the type of players Ragnick, Ten Hag, and mostly Paul Mitchell look at to bring to clubs. So it's not to say now that Matt Judge resigned, we will be getting someone like Paul Mitchell. No. The position is there for Paul Mitchell. I'm sure they are looking into it, as I've spoken about reports before. But he's not going to come in and replace Matt Judge. We will now probably look to get someone who is better at negotiating, quicker at negotiating, and also is able to convince certain players that Manchester United is the place to be for them for seasons to come. I want to continue in the article, and it says that Judge is thought to have been considering his position in recent weeks amid series of structural changes at Old Trafford. It is said that his departure is amicable between him and Manchester United. He had been involved in United's transfer business since the summer of 2014. And we are currently undergoing a backroom reshuffle, according to David Ornstein. He says John Murtagh, who worked closely with Matt Judge, now has strategic leadership of football recruitment at the club. He will be supported by the club's recruitment and legal teams as the off-pitch changes continue. So a lot more changes will be coming and happening at Manchester United. The head of scouting and recruitment both left. Matt Judge resigning. Confirmation of Mitchell van der Gaag still has to be confirmed as Ten Hag's assistant. We know he will be his assistant, but we still need to get the confirmation of that. Ten Hag still wants another Dutch player, either Robin van Persie, perhaps a Steve McLaren. I do apologize. We do still have reports of Steve McLaren potentially joining Ten Hag and his coaching staff. We know that Paul Mitchell is being looked at by the club and being endorsed by Ragnick and Ten Hag to become director of football. Yes, John Murtagh is now having the power for all footballing operations at Manchester United. But I'm sure he will want to put someone in place to take charge of that. And where else to look other than Paul Mitchell? That shows you that we are moving in the right direction. And Ten Hag's rebuild is gaining momentum. I'm getting stronger and stronger and stronger. All these things are done before he even got to Manchester United's training ground. So that tells you that the club are doing everything in their power to give Ten Hag everything that he wants and needs, as is according to his demands that he made before he signed the contract to be Manchester United manager. I thank you guys for joining me. As always, like and subscribe the videos. Our goal is 1,000 subscribers. Help us get there. I know that you want to do that. I know that you do enjoy the videos, and I thank you for always joining me and taking the time to watch my videos until the end. That is it, me, Sashin Johnson, from the Straight Within. Till we speak again soon, Red Devils. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.